Welcome one and all. Myself Nandini Ashok, MCOM student, KMM College of Arts and Science, Trikakara. First of all, thank you to the Research Committee of Government College Tripunithura for accepting our research paper to be presented here. Our paper is titled as A Study on Determinants of Consumer Purchase Decision of Medical Insurance During COVID-19 Pandemic. My teammates are Sri Badusha Mohammed, Assistant Professor, KMM College of Arts and Science, Trikakara, and Jilsha Jalal, MCOM student, KMM College of Arts and Science, Trikakara. So, once again, we welcome all to our presentation. We all know that our world is going through a dramatic situation. We all are fighting together to defeat the coronavirus. In these days, insurance play a major role as protection from risk of this situation by laying fencing from diseases as well as financial loss. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority has issued guidelines on handling claims reported under coronavirus, and insurance companies from public and private sector offers different sum assured plans to cover this pandemic. Many empirical studies have been conducted to study the need of insurance in this pandemic situation, and surveys show that there is a huge hike in health insurance industry while comparing with the past. Our study is focused to identify whether the COVID-19 or any other factors influenced policy holders or not, and also to find out determinants that influence consumer purchase decision of medical insurance in this situation. This research also analyzes level of awareness of the policyholder on medical insurance and influence of medical insurance and advertisement and benefits and their anxiety about life in this pandemic situation with a sample size of 130 insurance holders with the objectives such as to identify the determinants of consumer purchase decision of medical insurance, to analyze the perception of insurance holders towards awareness on medical insurance and anxiety during COVID-19 pandemic, to find out the perception of different socio-economic groups on influence of determinants of medical insurance. Our theoretical framework include the guidelines of IRDA and various insurance policies introduced during this COVID-19 situation. Convenient sampling was used for selecting sample from population of insurance holders who take new insurance and those who renewed existing insurance during this pandemic. Data was collected through structured questionnaire, and the collected data was analyzed using statistical tools such as skewness, Cronbach alpha, one sample t-test, independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA, Friedman test, mean and correlation. We had framed the measurement and scaling from these authors. Now I will hand over to my faculty Sri Badusha Mohammed to go through the data analysis part. Thank you.
Thank you, Nandini. Here I am presenting the data analysis part of this paper. Table 1 shows the normality, reliability, descriptive statistics and inferential statistics of variables. The values of skewness of awareness on medical insurance policies and anxiety on the pandemic situation are negative 0.72 and negative 1.09 respectively, which lies between negative 2 and positive 2, which is considered as normal distribution as per George and Mallory in 2010. While we go through the Cronbach alpha of the variables awareness and anxiety on the pandemic situation are 0.732 and 0.849 respectively, and it is an acceptable reliability as per Nunnally and Bernstein. So, the scales and subscales were found to have high reliability. The mean value of awareness on medical insurance and anxiety on the pandemic situation are 4.15 and 4.11 respectively, which shows that the insurance holders' perception on awareness and anxiety is very high. But the one sample t-test affirms that there is a significant difference in the insurance holder's perception towards awareness and anxiety. And the data is significant and it is suitable for generalizing because its p-value is less than 0.001. Then we move to table 2, shows the significance of awareness and anxiety among different socio-economic groups. Here, independent sample t-test and one-way ANOVA indicates that insurance holders' perception on awareness has significant difference between socio-economic variables, as all the variables show p-values less than 0.05. Different age groups and both private and public sector insurance holders' perception on anxiety has significant difference, as all the variables show p-value is less than 0.05. But gender groups and both new and renewed policy holders' perception on anxiety has no significant difference. Thus, they have a similar perception on awareness and anxiety. Then we move to the first objective of this paper, shown in the table 3, reveals the most perceived determinant that influenced by medical insurance advertisements by the statistical tool Friedman test. Here we can see that coverage of COVID-19 is the most perceived determinant of medical insurance advertisement. Influenced the insurance holder to make decision on medical insurance. Family security is the second factor in their priority list. The Friedman test also affirms that there is significant difference in the insurance holder's perception towards various determinants because its p-value is less than 0.001. So we can cross-check who all have a different perception on these determinants. Table 4 shows the perception of socio-economic groups towards influence of medical insurance advertisements. While comparing mean rank of determinant with socio-economic profile groups such as males below 30 and above 40 age groups, insurance holders belonging to public sector and new policy holders have ranked coverage of COVID-19 as their most important determinant that influenced by the medical insurance advertisement variables. But here, females age groups of 30 to 40, insurance holders belonging to private sector and renewed policy holders rank family security as the most important determinant that influenced by the medical insurance advertisement variables, and coverage of COVID-19 as their second factor. Here their second factor is coverage of COVID-19. Next we continue with our first objective that shows in the table 5, reveals the most perceived determinant that influenced by benefits of medical insurance by help of statistical tool Friedman test. Here also risk coverage against COVID-19 is the most perceived determinant of benefits of medical insurance that influence insurance holder to make decision about medical insurance. Avail good quality medical treatment is the second factor in their priority list. The Friedman test also affirms that there is significant difference in the insurance holder's perception towards various determinants. P-value is less than 0.001. So here also there is a significant difference in the insurance holder's perception. So we can cross check who all have different perception on these determinants. Table 6 show the perception of socio-economic groups towards influence of benefits of medical insurance. While comparing the mean rank of determinants with the socio-economic profile groups, gender groups below 30 and above 40 age groups, insurance holders belonging to public sector, new and renewed policy holders have ranked risk coverage against COVID-19 as their most important determinant to make decision about medical insurance. But the age group of 30 to 40 and also insurance holders belonging to private sector ranked avail good quality medical treatment as their most important determinant to make decision about medical insurance, and risk coverage against COVID-19 as their second factor. Finally, table 7 shows the relationship between the variables awareness and anxiety. Carl Pearson coefficient of correlation was used for the purpose. The result indicate that there exists significant high degree positive relationship between anxiety and awareness. Here shows that 0.537 as the value. Based on this result, the relationship between anxiety and awareness found positive and statistically significant. Here the p-values less than 0.01. These all are the data analysis part, and I welcome Jilsha Jalal, co-author of this paper, to present the findings and conclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Findings. Study shows that the insurance holder's perception on awareness and anxiety is very high, and the relationship between anxiety and awareness is positive and statistically significant. Hence, it is proven that the main reason which driven the insurance holders to become highly aware on their policies was anxiety of insurance holders ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Determinants such as coverage of COVID-19 and risk coverage against COVID-19 influence the customers to newly purchase or to renew their existing policy by various top-up plans to cover this pandemic. Next, conclusion. There are many factors which affect customers' investment decision in medical insurance, and from the study it has been concluded that anxiety and awareness also play a major and pivotal role in deciding the purchase of life insurance policies. Study shows that there is a significant difference on perception of determinants of purchase decision among age group of 30 to 40 and insurance holders belonging to private sector, and it envisages a scope to do a further study in this area to analyze why they much focused about to family security and good quality medical treatment rather than risk coverage of COVID-19, especially during this pandemic. Next, references. We have referred the journals of these authors for our study. Thank you.